I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I got home from work yesterday, and I got a box of pods from a grower, a friend of mine. It's an amazing grower, Jacob DEATHridge. A great name for a grower. I always thought like Wes Craven was a scary name. He directs his horror movies, so DEATHridge is perfect for peppers. Check this out. Look at these box of pods. Look at them in stunning Robbie vision. Will you look at these? There are some really, really cool peppers in here. Here's a gorgeous one. You'll see me eat it, just not today. What a pepper. There's some really colossal looking pods in here. Here's a really cool, I just want to show you this one. This is a mustard brain that's been crossed with a gator jigsaw. Look at this thing. Look at the mustard color as this thing rotates. What a beautiful pepper. Killer stinger on that. Just some spectacular peppers. What is this? Cremo, it says, or cremo. Look at this. Look at that pepper. Ugh. But the one for today, look at this piece of gnarliness. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I'm a pepper nerd. Check that out. Golly, huh? This is an XP crossed with a Primotalii red. The plant was purple. It's pretty cool. All right, so listen, it's no secret that it's my belief that the Primotalii is one of the hottest peppers in the world. As of late, I've recently, within the last month, I've eaten 2 pods that I think are equal to the Primotalii heat. One of them is the Louisiana Creeper, and the other one is the Omega pod from Tom Broom. Louisiana Creeper, obviously, from Troy Primo. But this just looks, look at the bumps. Look at the bumps on the out skin. You see the bumps on this thing? Just little spikes growing all over it. Just a nasty. I'm a nasty pepper. Pull it down, looks like a goatee. Must be a little red Johnny Scoville. All right, I'm gonna eat this thing. I'm gonna take a, if it looks, I'm gonna show you the interior. If the interior looks absolutely spectacular, I might take a picture for Instagram. We'll see how it looks. Whew, that is oily. Look at that. Wicked oily, huge placenta. You can see the oil glistening off the wall lining right there. Just really oily. This is how to start the day. Let me weigh this thing real quick and see what this thing weighs. It's a good sized pepper. This pepper is 9 grams. It's a pretty good sized pepper. All right, so here we go. From Jacob DEATHridge, my friend and grower, this is the XP crossed with a Primotalii red. And I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Very, very fruity tasting. All right, it was very, very fruity. Really fruity. There was a little bit of floral notes up front. And on the back end, it started to go a little bitter. Those two flavor notes work for me in a super hot. So now when you eat super hots, if you're new to eating super hots, there's so many new people that are just joined recently. a lot of the notes, the flavor notes like floral notes or bitter notes, they'll dissipate relatively quickly. So right now there's no bitter notes at all. There's no floral notes. It's just that pepper flavor. This is a hot pepper, but it's not, and I hate saying this because here's the thing. If you gave this to any chili and said it's the hottest pepper, they'd buy it. But this is not as hot as, I think a regular Primotalii that I've eaten seemed to be a little hotter. But the flavor of this, I will tell you this, the flavor of that pod was really exceptional. It seemed way more fruity than most of the Primatalis I taste. And this wasn't a pure Primotalii. It was an XP crossed with a Primotalii. So, but there's some other great pods here. Now the burn, let me tell you where the burn is happening. It's still climbing. It's just, I can tell that it's not gonna be like a record breaker, but it's certainly a hot pepper. The flavor, or the burn is, it's a little bit migratory. It started on my tongue mostly, and now it's working its way back. The burn now is on the very middle of my tongue in the back. And now it's settling into my throat. That was cool. If you haven't had a migrating burn, it's a very strange thing because it'll start one place, and if you're really in tune and you kind of like you're running a little diagnostic in your head of where the burn is going, you can literally feel it creeping like a forest fire, just going crawling to the back of your tongue and then into the throat. That's kind of what it's doing. A little bit of a sizzle. This would be, listen, if you're not a chili head, this would be such a traumatic experience. Like, I mean it. You'd hate it. But if you're a chili head, this is going to be somewhere between an 8 and probably an 8 and a 10. I can see a really hardcore chili head. No, this is going to be an 8, between 8 and 10. There's not too many chili heads that I can call this a 7. This is an 8 to a 10. It's a very hot pepper. On my scale, my scale doesn't matter. I'm broken. Here, I've been hitting the peppers hard lately. You guys have watched, right? So my tolerance is, it always goes up and down, and right now it's pretty high. So my scale, it's probably a 2. But that should not, Jacob knows me. It's not disheartening to Jacob. A 1 for me is somebody else's 7. So a 2 for me is somebody else's 8, 9, or 10. So when I tell you it's a 2 for me, trust and believe, if you ate this and you're a chili head, it's going to be somewhere between an 8 and a 10, I promise you. But the burn is now mellowing. It's calmed down. It's on its way down. That's another question. I got an email. I got 2 emails in one day about this. How do you know a pepper has peaked? And one of the questions referred to the video where there was a false peak. First of all, I want to tell you that false peaks are very rare. I've probably only had it happen to me 3 or 4 times in 4,800 videos. So it's a very rare thing. What will happen is it'll peak and you'll feel it come down, and then it'll just out of nowhere it starts going up again. It's a very cool thing when that happens. I love that. But whether it's a false peak or not, what you have to do is it comes with experience. The bottom line, nobody who's brand new at peppers is going to really know the moment that it starts to drop, because if you're brand new to peppers and you eat a pepper like this, you're going to be in shock a little bit. So you aren't going to be really aware of when it comes down. So it does come with experience. It comes with eating a lot of peppers. I've been eating a lot of peppers. So you'll just feel it. You'll just feel it. You'll feel it drop. And sometimes it's very, very noticeable. Some pods come down really quickly. Some pods linger and come down slower. This pod is coming down relatively quickly. So I'm already back to like 1. I'll be back to baseline within a few minutes. But it's a great pepper because the flavor of that was fantastic. It was much fruitier than most of the Primatalis I eat. So there you have it. Now, more peppers are coming. I'm going to take some of these peppers with me because I'm going to Erie, Pennsylvania to meet Tad and Kit. Not meet them, hang out with them. I love them. They're my friends. But I want to show you something. Tad, because I know you're watching, Tad. I got some scary pods for us, Tad. Look at these, just these 4 peppers. Will you look at that? That could be the thumbnail. Is that pretty or what? Look at that, huh? Isn't that gorgeous? This one looks an awful lot like the one that really hurt Tad. That's probably what he's saying. As he's looking at this, he's going, wait a minute. What is that? Now, I don't know exactly what this is. I mean, I know what it is. It's called a DEATHridge chocolate. Looks like it's got Primotalii in it somehow. Certainly looks Primotalii-ish to me. I'm going to find out exactly what the genetics are, but I think I'm going to save this one for Tad. Jacob, listen, in the description box, you're going to see a link for Jacob DEATHridge. He's a grower. The dude grows some smoke. So if you want some hot pods, all right, in the description box, you'll see a link from my friend. He's a great dude. He's a great grower. And as you've seen, he's got some heat, all right? So check him out. Tell him I sent you. Right there is the pepper. If you click that pepper, you're on the bus. It's your bus. I'm just the driver. Great position. I love driving this bus. And thank you for entrusting it to me. If you don't want to miss any videos, click the bell for notification. They drop the ball sometimes on notifications. Just visit us a lot if you don't want to miss anything. Also, get your bus pass. There are a lot of videos. There are aftermaths. There's guitar. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff on the bus pass. So get that. Also, there's so many new people here. Check out the playlist. If you haven't ever checked out the playlist, it's about as organized as it can be for 4,800 videos. But check out the playlist. Right there is Tommy Scoville's channel. That's my baby brother. It's a channel called The Lifeboat. It's about beating addiction. You know, if you factor in this thing, the entire world's addicted. If you or somebody you know has something you need to drop, a habit, please go check out The Lifeboat. Just lurk for a few times, you'll be back. It's an amazing channel. He's doing great things. Right there, more videos. Who loves you? Ha! I do. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.